Let's take a look at my personal observations of Fort Erie Market and what data we see, and let's compare it. Over the past few weeks in Niagara, with a heavy influence on Fort Erie, because that's where I actually specialize, I've noticed a real shift in the momentum on my desk. Transactions have picked up leading into the Bank of Canada's recent announcement, and it seems clear, at least as I said on my desk over the past few weeks, that confidence is beginning to return to our marketplace here in Fort Erie. The story looks slightly different in the broader spectrum of the Niagara region. Right now, Niagara as a whole actually saw a dip week over week, while Fort Erie dominated in sales. And Lincoln and Thorold were up slightly this past week as well. If you want to know why I use the word dominate, well, this past week, Fort Erie saw 21 sales, more than double the 10 sales that we have been trending week over week. A quick review of the past month's data in Fort Erie puts us at 63 sales, which is a notable jump compared to the 40 sales per month that we have been pacing on a month-to-month basis. In addition to these numbers, we also have 10 conditional sales currently in Fort Erie that are tied up not in a condition on sale, but just regular conditions, which means that we can expect next week's numbers to remain strong as well. Looking at the inventory levels, Fort Erie was carrying close to 13 months worth of inventory over the past few months. With this past week's uptick in sales activity, we are now closer to 8.5 months worth of inventory here in Fort Erie. Now, across Niagara, inventory also continues to grow, with the exception of Fort Erie, where the inventory numbers dipped this past week over week. That's a sign of stability in our market. Now, these are numbers that I really love to visit each and every week on my dashboard. New listings and price reductions. We call them price adjustments. 27 new listings in Fort Erie this past week, 583 new listings across the region. Price reductions, we had 34 price reductions in Fort Erie and 232 across Niagara. These price reductions are critical. That's what's helping our inventory move. In a down market, price adjustments are like a rolling ball down a hill. If you chase it from behind, you're always going to be too late. The key is to correct your price early and get ahead of the market before values slide. And with as much inventory as we have been carrying and still carrying to this day, prices are threatened until the market balances further. Now, let's look at interest rates and confidence. Last week, the Bank of Canada reduced the overnight rate by a quarter basis point. While this move may not shift borrowing costs, it does boost buyer confidence, consumer confidence. The increased pace in sales in Fort Erie is evidence of this renewed activity, obviously. The key takeaways this past week, Fort Erie is showing stronger momentum than the Niagara region overall, at least in the last 7 days. Inventory is shrinking, sales are climbing, and conditional deals point to more transactions coming our way. Well, still, we have elevated supply. The past 30 days marks a significant improvement compared to where we were at just 1 month ago. This weekend, I invite you to my open house at 544 Rose Hill. It's a semi-rural property being sold by its original owners. This property is all about location. It's right on the border of Fort Erie and Ridgeway, so you get the best of both worlds where that's concerned. You get privacy, you have the Friendship Trail, the lake. You're just 5 minutes uptown from either direction of Fort Erie and Ridgeway. I'll be there on this Saturday from 12 to 2. And if you love privacy, you need garage space, then come and visit me. Have a great weekend and go Bills.